The man at the bar in the George Bush International Airport is telling jokes about how Houston had oil once, and then he says the oil left, and then he says Houston had hollow men, widows, children with candle wax melting into the frosting of their birthday cakes. And I think of how we will stop at nothing to make men rich, to drag the oil back, how we pretend the money isn't still slick with it after all of these years, or imagine the land dry and sinless. And I think of how I'm in an airport named after a man who raised the war. Oh, America. All work and dance and white noise, all bodies and coffins and monuments to the people who put them there. And isn't that funny? Not funny like the way it's funny when your father tells a good joke or a bad joke, but his laugh fills a room and you remember that he's still alive. I think this is funny like seeing the edge of a cliff you are barreling towards with no brakes. And speaking of funny, have you heard the one about black people in water? How there would not be one in this country without the other. How the water, our first mother, crawls to a southern porch in summer and wishes us back to the womb. A man floats face down through New Orleans on CNN, and the anchors talk about Mardi Gras. And that's the joke, I guess. The joke is that living is a party. The joke is that some invitations got lost in the mail. And yet, here is Beyonce, daughter of Alabama, daughter of Louisiana, well of rich oil sprouting out of Houston's cracked earth. Beyonce on the television, two middle fingers ablaze with jewels. Beyonce on the television, her daughter's hair picked high to heaven. Beyonce's back arched on a death machine submerged in the water of New Orleans being pulled below. And I guess the funny part is how the water wants us back even when it has to swallow the bones of something else to get us. And Beyonce vanishes into the dark wetness, and I look down in Houston, and my skin is wet, and my feet are wet. I mean, there is water rising from the cracks in the floor. I mean, the walls are coming apart, and the thick braid of ancestors are walking into the room. Big mamas and aunties, pops with a cane to keep his limbs steady, great-great-uncles, all packed to the walls of a Houston airport bar, each with a dance aching to crawl out of their spines, breathing underwater, black and playing jazz at this never-ending funeral, long skirts being pulled up to dance a mean waltz in the aisles, breakers flattening boxes to spin atop a Soul Train line a mile long. Beyonce is submerged in the deep, and the Houston airport is a juke joint. I can taste the salt in the air. I can taste where the sweat becomes just another type of ocean that begs for the skin. I can hear the fresh echoes off the walls. I did not come here to play. I did not come here to play. I did not come here to play. I did not come here, really. I was carried from somewhere else. I was nothing once, and then I was a set of eyes, blooming into the heat, rising out of the slick oil, a whole new country, looking at my body and running a tongue along its pink lips. And isn't that funny? Isn't that the best joke? Isn't that the wind which holds you for a soft moment before the fall?